everybody. When you flip the switch to turn on the lights at home, we have a choice, and that choice is where the power comes from.
Yes, joining us to share more is Marin Goldstein. He's from the Center for EcoTechnology, and I feel like I'm in my middle school play right now, playing solar power.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
These are all different forms of power that people can utilize in their home, because oftentimes we think we're stuck with what we have.
Yes, we're stuck with the coal, the natural gas, and that just comes through the grid, comes to our house, but actually we can choose 100% renewable energy at our house when we flip that switch. So it's really a great choice.
Tell me about your choice. What choice have you made today?
Yes, so today I am wind power, which is a really great tool. It naturally uses the wind blowing through our region, particularly in the wintertime. But as long as it's sited well, it can be a really great power generator.
What would make it not sited well if it's not in a windy spot?
Definitely, if you put it in the wrong spot of the mountain or not even in a high spot, but also if you have to think about bird migration, you have to think about access to power lines, so we don't want to do a lot of tree cutting down and sort of clear cutting in order to put one of these in. But if you already have, we work with a couple different generators. One is actually at Berkshire East, where so they already had.
And we're looking at that right now.
Right there, and they actually are a ski resort up in Charlemont, and they already have disturbed land, and so they put this up there to generate the electricity that they need to run their ice blowers and snow creators and all those different things. So they put it at a disturbed site, so you don't have to worry about that, and that's a really important part of wind.
Now, wind power isn't really something that we can do for ourselves in our home. We can subscribe to it, but it's hard for us to put up turbines. Ashley's, however, is something that people can do at home. Let's show Ashley off for a second.
Yes, definitely.
Isn't she lovely?
Solar power.
Tell us about solar
Sunshine.
power.
So solar power is a great option, but not all of us can afford that $25,000 to get it. They also, your house might not be sited. You might have beautiful maple trees or old trees around your house that you don't want to cut down. And so it's a great option if you have it, but if you can't choose that, and there is good financing out there, and there is definitely a lot of great incentives through both the state and federal.
There's a lot of rebate programs and all that
and stuff. So
solar.
basically, it ends up being about $12,000. Some of the solar companies out there will actually provide funding for that, so that you can go through a grant, a loan directly with them. But some basically say, show us the $12,000 and we'll put this on your roof.
And you can always have a site manager come out and say if your home is a good spot for solar power.
Definitely. Yep.
Lastly, cow power.
Cow power. So this is a great one. It really mixes together a new, what's called the food waste ban here in Massachusetts. It just came online yesterday, and it basically is requiring large producers of food waste, so you're looking at grocery stores, hospitals, things like that, to actually take that food waste and send it somewhere. And one of the best places to do is to mix that with cow manure in an anaerobic digestion system, so it's putting it into non-oxygenated decomposition, creates methane, which then goes through a generator, is burned off, and creates electricity. And it produces a lot of electricity through that process.
Wow.
There's so many different ways that people make power. It's not just gas and coal and all that. No. And in our very own small way, we can compost and do a kind of a miniature version of this. We don't make our own energy, but we're cutting down on the bills, if we have to pay every time we take the trash out or in each barrel.
Certainly, definitely. Yeah, composting at home definitely cuts down your own costs and gives you this great product of compost at the end. But yeah, cow power, solar, wind, these are all great choices. And again, you can choose that, have it at your house with no costs to build it or install it, but you can just flip that switch and you can have 100% renewable energy. And
it's interesting, too, how progressive we are as a society. I see more and more solar panels on homes, on businesses, on a library that's local, which is exciting to see. Yep. I was also somewhere and I actually saw a solar-powered trash compactor at like a public place. So it's really neat to see that as a society we are getting there, but as an individual, we can always make a difference just as ourselves as well.
Yeah, and right now there's through Mass Energy, their website's massenergy.org. They have a program. It's through both National Grid and WMECO, so now it's statewide. You have a green power program choice, so you can choose directly on your utility bill. You don't have to get different utilities or anything like that. You get directly on that utility bill. You get 100% renewable energy. It costs just pennies on the kilowatt hour, so it works out to be a coffee a week. $14 to $23 is the average energy consumption, and then you get 100% renewable energies coming to your house without installing solar, without having your own anaerobic digester system or putting up your own wind turbine.
So you have of opportunity to make a choice. So all you need to do is make that one phone call.
Yeah, and the impact of doing that, of having 100% renewable, is huge. When we're talking about climate change, we're talking about reducing greenhouse gas emissions. 3.5 tons of carbon a year is the average homeowner's use. And so you just immediately eliminate that by having these systems as opposed to the coal and natural gas out there, the natural
easy
systems.
to do.
Exactly.
It makes a huge difference. That's unbelievable,
Thanks,
Marin.
Marin.
Yep, it's super fast to sign up online. So again, massenergy.org/CET, and join today.
There you go.
And it's on our website as well.
Yeah, and today on